for Global Series Tier 1. I am BKXI, and alongside me in the commentary box this evening will be Big Donga 619. And Josh, how are you today?
G'day. Hey, I'm doing alright. How are you, BK?
Yeah, I'm doing great. New commentary gig, because in case you haven't noticed, 20 viewers of this particular tier, we are commentating our first race in the tier after our incredibly impressive performance last week, if I do say so myself. I'd say average. Average? Oh, I mean, it was pretty amateur. It was pretty amateur hour. But you know what? It's exciting. It's an exciting new beginning for us as commentators, and we have an exciting race ahead of us in store, hopefully. And right now we are about to begin qualifying.
Marco Bot is first out on track. He's just coming up the camel
Marco Bot. All right. And I've done a bit of research myself personally here before this Grand Prix, just so I can familiarise myself a little bit with the drivers and the championship standings and all of that. And the two drivers that we should be watching out for today, Josh, Dr. Dre 3000 in the Red Bull and the Gaming Wafer 16 in the Toro Rosso. Those are two of the three drivers that are in what's looking like the potential championship fight. And championship leader Chain Game Wow, nowhere to be seen tonight.
Yeah, but we should also watch out for Nutty, as he won the last race in Italy.
Yes, Nunny 007, an incredible performance last week, picking up the win, and a few more drivers 2 weeks ago, yes, and a few more drivers we probably should be watching out for. The McLaren duo of Young Lights and Gaming Burger 36, because if you watched the social race last week, they both had fairly impressive performances in that race. So those guys probably hoping that the form can replicate over into this race, but maybe a little bit more so for Gaming Burger instead of Young Lights, because his race started off fairly well, but it dropped off a bit towards the end.
I'm just going to cut in there. Marco Bot's just starting his first time lap of the session, so maybe we could ride on board with him for a little bit.
Yes, it will be interesting to see what the general pace is like here in Tier 1. A sunny qualifying session, which is what I'm presuming that the drivers would have been looking for. And weather conditions looking fine now in qualifying. We will find out in the next 20 minutes or so whether or not that will be the case during the race. And Ozone Zero is already out of the session, and looking at the track map, I believe he's crashed at the top of El Rouge.
El Rouge is a very dodgy corner, very easy to lose the back end if you put it a bit too much in. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see a couple of safety cars tonight, or even virtual safety cars from El Rouge.
Yeah. That's it really. And Christoph now, and if you look at the mini map, Josh, it's another car crashing at El Rouge.
Is that a... Oh no, it's a Williams.
It's a Williams. The Williams of Christoph. It would have been a nightmare for Toro Rosso if they lost two cars in the span of about a minute apart, 4 minutes into the qualifying session. But anyway, we're on board with Marco right now, the Renault driver, as he's coming around Blanchimont. I believe that's what that corner is called. Correct me if I am wrong.
If it was both Toro Rossos, I'm pretty sure Franz Tost would have had something to say back in the garage.
Definitely. As now Marco coming around the final corner now to set the first qualifying time of the day, and it is a 1:43.9, a fairly impressive lap to kick us off. And now Dr. Dre 3000 coming across the line, and it's a 1:44.3. So that is not enough at the moment for pole position, as our Rogue
showing quite a lot of pace early on.
Just an update, another crash at El Rouge, as Rogue Flash went around. He's lost part of his front wing, but unlike the two drivers who crashed there before him, he is still in this qualifying session, so that is lucky for the Mercedes driver. As Gaming Burgers has crossed the line in 5th, a long way off the pace, so
I reckon he just set a banker.
Yeah, as the Gaming Wafer,
goes
a 1:43.886. and in typical fashion, we've actually missed that pole lap there. But now on board with Ferry in the Haas, coming around the bus stop. His time isn't looking too great at the moment, and that's because he has decided to bring the car into the pit lane. And so has Young Lights. I'm assuming these drivers must have had their laps invalidated. But on board with the Racing Point of Banana Cake Pies, he heads around now the bus stop chicane. What position will he put his car? P7. But one thing to note, he is on the hard compound tyre. So with that being said, there's definitely some more pace for that Racing Point to find.
Well, it's Rogue Flash. He's pulled off. He's aboard his lap. He must have been validated. Not sure what Gamingberger's doing. Looks like he's going pretty quick, so he might be on a second lap right now.
Yeah, 3.9 seconds faster than his previous lap.
Has he just been invalidated? Yeah, he's got red.
Oh, that is not ideal for the McLaren. It looked like he was on for a fairly good lap time, maybe something that could have put him on the second row or higher, but we'll never know now as he peels that McLaren into the pit lane. Just trying to look for someone on a lap, you get what I'm saying? It's
doesn't look like you got Banana Cake and Nunny. Nunny might be on a lap at the moment. No, he's down by 10 seconds.
Nah.
I think everyone's sort of on their in laps, peeling to the pits and just ready. Strauss is on an out lap though.
Oh, alright, so we will ride on board with the Ferrari of Strauss throughout the remainder of this lap, as he's one of the only drivers currently out on track. So we'll ride on board with this Ferrari driver. As now the Ferrari is going to be heading up El Rouge, and it'll be interesting to see where exactly Strauss can put his Ferrari, the only Ferrari on the grid tonight, opening the DRS, heading down now into this set of corners, which I'm not too familiar with the name with. According to the map there, a purple first sector. So it looks like Strauss could be onto something big here as he comes up now to this swooping right-hander, another corner which I'm not too familiar of the names, as you probably come to find. I'm not familiar with most of the names, not only around this track but in Formula 1 as well. But this corner now, I believe it is Puon, as we're gonna see how aggressively Strauss tries to take it. He eases off a little bit, probably a wise move, because with that particular corner there, sometimes if you push just a little bit too hard, you can either run wide or just lose the back end, and that is not ideal here on a qualifying lap. And now we are heading up to the second sector split, and the map says purple, so we're going to be assuming now that Strauss could be a threat for pole position here in the Belgian Grand Prix, as he comes up now around Blanchemont, as he's going to be heading into the bus stop chicane. And where can Strauss put his Ferrari? What position will he qualify as he comes now, opens the DRS, and it is a 1:44.682. So that is currently enough for P6, and we actually have Young Lights, I believe it was, slowed up a little bit there in that third sector, which caused Yellows, and I think he's right now just trying to ease off a little bit, trying to find his own space so he can get a clean lap in and not contest with Dirty Air, because Dirty Air around Belgium is sort of like a death trap in a way, especially around corners like El Rouge. It's very, very difficult to negotiate, as Yellow's in the first sector, and I think that might have been Young Lights, I'm not too sure. Yellow's in sector 3. There are Yellows absolutely everywhere right now. Just trying to find someone who's not
Zeffy's
on.
starting a time lap.
Zeffy's starting a time lap. All right, you come.
Going through turn 1.
All right, and that's my broadcast partner back for the time being. And just an update, while you were gone, that Ferrari of Strauss was able to qualify 6th. And I think Strauss is going at it again because he's currently 3 tenths up on his previous time, which
Marco's
could.
up by 2 tenths on his time as well.
Oh, so Marco's up.
So by looks of it, he's going to go on a pole, provisional pole.
He could go provisional pole, but we're going to ride on board with Strauss now as he comes through the bus stop chicane, and it looked like he had the pace to keep going, but he's actually aborted the lap.
Dre's up by half a second on his time.
Dre's up by half a second.
Coming in through Blanchimont.
Yeah, coming through Blanchimont.
Brayley goes with a 144 double, or 144 flat.
144 dead, but we'll stick on board with Dr. Dre now as that half a second maybe could put this Red Bull on pole. One of the championship contenders for now runs slightly wide. That's going to ruin it. And he still gets pole. As Marco now comes across the line and a 143.4. We have a new provisional pole here.
Yeah, Marco's looking really in his element around this track. Got a lot of pace.
Really seems to be synced in, and Rogue Flash, the 3rd casualty of this qualifying session. And you know what, Josh? If we're seeing this happen in qualifying, then I wonder, what are we going to see in the race?
I can tell you right now, we're in for a very interesting race.
Yeah, we could be in for an absolute treat. There could...
Sorry, just having a bit of a look around.
Having a bit of a look around.
We'll try. Wafer's up by half a second on his time.
Oh, he is.
As he comes through Blanchimont.
This could be fast enough for pole position at the moment with a little over 6 minutes left in the session. The game wafer now coming around the final set of corners. He takes the final corner a bit better than what Dr. Dre did before, and that is a 143.306. That is enough for pole position for the Toro Rosso.
Yeah, another amazing lap by Wafer. So Wafer's showing a lot of pace and a lot of confidence in this track. I reckon Marco right now is going to be his biggest competitor based off one lap pace. But
based off what we're seeing.
Whether or not Marco's actually got race pace is yet to be determined.
Yeah,
we haven't really seen him.
Yeah, we haven't familiarised ourselves with some of the drivers on this grid, so it will be interesting for us to see just how these drivers perform under race conditions. So this race is as unpredictable for us, probably more unpredictable for us than some of the normal viewers, as we're a little bit more unfamiliar with the series compared to what some normal frequent viewers would be. But right now it looks like it could be the Gaming Wafer versus Marco, but I wouldn't discount guys like Dr. Dre and Zephy and Young Lights and Brayley and Nunny last week's race, well, the last round's race winner back in Monza. You know, there could be a lot of different drivers contending for the win today, and that's a very exciting prospect.
Yeah, sorry, just having a bit of a look through the pack to see if there's anyone on the lap. Young Light seems to be going very slow. He's out of fuel, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I believe right now the 2 drivers that we'll be keeping our eyes on in terms of them actually being on laps. I think it's just Banana Cake Pie and VTOD.
Young Lights and Wafer almost come together coming to the bus stop.
Oh. Is that what that Sector 3 yellow is for? Maybe, maybe not.
VTOD's on his first flying lap by the looks of it.
Yeah, Banana Cake Pie is just a little bit down the road, so we're going to stick on board with him and then quickly switch over to VTOD as Banana Cake Pie runs slightly wide there through that corner. His lap's still valid as he comes around now. He's 1.3 seconds off, so he must have made a mistake somewhere. So now we'll switch over to VTOD, and it says there he has a purple second sector, so we could see another driver throwing their name in as stepping up, going, I could win, I could get pole, and I could win this race.
Yeah, VTOD, let's see where he goes coming to the bus stop now. See where his lap puts him on the field.
Yeah.
He's out of ERS though.
Oh, that could be big as he crosses the line. It's a 144.4. That's enough for 7th place.
7th place. I reckon he needs to manage the ERS a bit better if he's going to get up to the top. He had the pace, but he's
just ran out of ERS a little bit there towards the end. as now on board with Strauss. He's currently 2 tenths up on his previous lap, and if he can find a little bit more time, he could see himself up onto the 4th row of the grid, and if he can find a lot of time, he could maybe even get to the 3rd row, but that could be a bit of a stretch, as we have the Ferrari now coming through the bus stop chicane. And where will Strauss qualify for Ferrari? Coming across the line now, it is enough for 7th position on the grid.
I think he's not updating very quickly.
Yeah. So, with 2.5 minutes remaining, we'll quickly give you a quick rundown. It's a gaming wafer on pole, Marco 2nd, Dr. Dre 3rd, Zeffy 4th, Young Lights 5th, Brayley 6th, Strauss 7th, VTOD 8th, Nunny 9th, and Gaming Burger will be rounding out your top 10. As we're going to quickly try and look for someone who's on a hot lap. And I think the man that we're going to be keeping our eyes peeled on will be the Red Bull of Dr. Dre 3000. And if you watching his previous run, Josh, it looked like that he had the pace to maybe get pole, or maybe, well, at least have a faster lap time, but he made that slight mistake coming out of the bus stop. So I think there's definitely room for improvement for Dr. Dre, and the question is, will that be enough for pole position, or if not pole, a spot on the front row of the grid?
I don't know. It's a bit of a stretch. I don't know. I guess we're just gonna have to see what happens here.
Yeah.
Wafer's on another outlap, so let's see if he can improve on his current pole time.
That will be interesting. We have Dr. Dre and Marco both coming laps, and Dr. Dre is 1.8 seconds off.
And Marco's about to just get the 3rd second. Oh, sorry, third
sector split, and he's down by 2 tenths.
2 tenths.
He's down by 2 tenths. As now currently riding on board with Zeffy, as he looks to be up just by a little bit on his previous lap, so we could maybe see Zeffy improve up to 3rd position, depending on what the sector split looks like. He's up by 3 tenths. Zeffy is up by 3 tenths. If he keeps that pace up, that will definitely be enough for 3rd place, but it will be very interesting to see if he can gain any additional time, which could see Zeffy move up to maybe on the front row of the grid. But personally, I do have a few doubts about that, but we will see now as he comes around the final chicane, the bus stop chicane. As he comes through now, exits the bus stop, and he crosses the line for a 1:43.9. He doesn't actually improve there, as he tries to retire his car intentionally by the looks of it, and it looks like he really put Brayley off a fair bit. As now riding on board with the gaming wafer, and he's actually invalidated his lap, which is interesting. So the gaming wafer won't improve. Marco's down by 3 tenths, so it looks like he's not going to improve either. And a few drivers up. Gaming Burger there, purple in the 1st sector. As I don't really know who to drive on board with right now. I think the man I'm looking for would be... Who's the other runner? That was Marco. We're going to run on board with Gaming Burger. That's who I've decided to ride on board with. So Gaming Burger now coming through Puon. And the question is, will he find enough time to improve his position? As 10th position, it's in the midfield, and the midfield isn't somewhere where you particularly want to be at Belgium, considering how hectic the start is. And he has gone faster by 1.3 seconds. And this McLaren of Gaming Burger, if he keeps this pace up, doesn't get invalidated, he could be getting pole position today, as the other front runners have already done their final lap attempts. As we have Gaming Burger now coming through the final chicane. Can he improve the pole? It is a 1:43.1. Gaming Burger sets pole position right now for the Belgian Grand Prix as his teammate Young Lights coming around the final corner. What will he set? It's a 1:43.801. So 4th place for Young Lights. Gaming Burger currently on pole, and that will be
the one on pole. Yeah, it's the end of it.
That'll be a wrap. Everyone's done. So after a blitzing final lap in the qualifying here, Gaming Burger taking pole by almost 2/10 over the Gaming Wafer in P2, followed by Marco in P3, Young Lights in P4, Dr. Dre in P5. So 3 positions off of his championship rival there. Zephy in 6th, Brayley 7th, Ferry 8th, Banana Cake Pie 9th, Strauss 10th, VTOD 11th, Nunny 12th, Veiled Beast 13th, and then Rogue Flash, Christoph, and Ozone all retiring from the qualifying session, all having separate incidents around the track.
That was like a very eventful end to this qualifying session.
Very eventful indeed. At a 1:43.1, what a blitzing lap time by that McLaren of Gaming Burger. And you know what, Josh? The storyline from last week's social race, it resumes between Gaming Burger and Gaming Wafer. Because for those who didn't tune into that race last week, it was a tight battle between those 2 drivers for the win. But in the end, I believe that it was the Gaming Wafer who came out on top then. But right now, after qualifying here in the Belgian Grand Prix, it is Gaming Burger 36 who has come out on top.
Yeah, really impressive lap from Gaming Burger right at the death there. He must have gotten everything perfect just to get past Wafer.
Yeah, those clutch late qualifying laps, they're hard to pull off sometimes. Sometimes drivers get invalidated just like the Gaming Wafer did. And him getting invalidated could potentially cost him pole position here. But anyway, we will have 22 laps around Spa-Francorchamps ahead of you, and I personally am quite excited to see how this race will play out here in Belgium.
Yeah, I'm quite interested to see how this race goes. I reckon that there will be at least one safety car, if not more.
Yeah, we did see a safety car quite early in the Tier 2 race for the Global Series, for any viewers who may have tuned into that race. So, definitely possibility of safety cars to come out, and considering what we saw in qualifying, there's definitely potential there for there to be a couple incidents at El Rouge.
Oh, people taking a while to load into the grid for me.
I had a bit of a strange issue there, as we'll just get everything quickly set up. And Josh, we have a few comments coming in, and since because of my internet situation, I can't really read them. So update me. What's going on? What's going on in the live chat?
Let me just have a quick look. Can we expect the race Kid Byers? Hey Trev, how you going, mate?
Yes, I did send Trevor the link. Old mate Kid Byers.
Yes, Trevor, it's a 50% race, and we didn't actually get to see the forecast. We haven't actually given an insight into the forecast either, so we're not actually sure if we can expect rain.
But it's looking, at the moment, just based off what the weather conditions are looking like,
looking pretty clear.
I would gain the belief that we're not going to see any rain. But you know what? We might get a surprise or two throughout this race. And
it is Belgium, anything can happen.
It is Belgium, absolutely anything can happen. You are right with that one. And to all of our viewers, put your comments below in the live chat. Who do you think that the podium, well, who do you think will be on the podium today, Josh? We'll start podium predictions, starting with you.
I reckon first I've got Gaming Burger, second Gaming Wafer. It's going to be very close between those two, and I think that Dre might sneak into third.
Dr. Dre in third. Well, personally, I think we're going to see Gaming Wafer take not only the win, but also the championship lead today. And then I'm going to say
Wafer will go away with the fastest lap.
Wafer with the fastest lap. Alright, like I said, Wafer with the win, and I expect him to take the championship lead alongside that. And then Gaming Burger in second, and I think this bloke's going to want to redeem himself from last week's performance in the social race. I'm going to go Young Lights for P3 today, meaning that it will be a double McLaren podium in my books.
Wouldn't that be nice for McLaren and Zach Brown?
It would be nice for McLaren and Zach Brown. You know what? quite personally, I wish we could see McLaren back at the top in real life as well, because it's been a long time since we've seen that, and they're a historic team. They have an exciting young driver lineup in Lando and Carlos. So I think that, you know, like, those guys deserve a quick car, and McLaren deserve to have a quick car.
Yeah. Well, over the last few years, McLaren's come quite a long way. So when it also coming into the real Formula 1 season, when that eventually does get put back on, it would be nice to see McLaren get a few podiums, maybe even a couple of wins.
It would be. I think that would be huge for the McLaren team. But anyway,
also for Renault.
Yeah. But anyway, now we are very, very close to this race getting underway. The V6 hybrid turbos are revving up. 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, Josh. And we are off. We're off for the Belgian Grand Prix as Gaming Burger weaving a little bit of contact back there between Marco and Young Lights, and the Gaming Wafer trying to hold it around the outside, but it looks like Burger's going to hold the lead there with Marco in second. Game Wafer's dropped 1 position down to third as the drivers now speeding up El Rouge for the first time tonight. Will we see any incidents coming up here throughout the race later on? I hope not. For the driver's sake. Yeah, they've made it through fine. And it looks like Marco at the end of the Kemmel Straight diving down the inside. He's got the move done. Oh, there's contact. The Gaming Wafer's been hit. Wafer's been hit by Young Lights. He's dropped down in the PA. A horrible start for the Toro Rosso driver.
Very unlucky start for Wafer. Has he got any damage from that? As Marco goes in the first position as well. With a half-second lead.
Marco right now blazing off in the lead, and then the McLaren boys of Gaming Burger and Young Lights rounding off the podium there. So if the race ended right now, my predictions would almost be right, except we have the wrong driver in P1.
Yeah, Young Lights looks quite rearing to go and get ahead of Burger, so I wonder if McLaren's going to pull team orders here.
Yeah, that will be a testament to see if not they're in the same party chat or not. Because if they're in the same party chat, you know, they can strategize a bit. They can strategize, try and put the fast car in first and get the second guy to hold on. And we have a crash at the back there between VTOD and Veiled Beast. And it seems like to be a lot of wing damage, especially on that Renault. So there's 1 Renault at the back and there is 1 Renault at the front. 1 lap down.
They're still side by side. Oh, no, they're at back.
1 lap down, Marco in the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix.
And what a first lap that was.
What a first lap, and there was controversy all around that incident there between VTOD and Veiled Beast. The Gaming Wafer.
As well.
Oh, but yeah, the Gaming Wafer with that little spin there. Not ideal for him, as now he's going to have to try and work his way back through the field, and especially after his performance. Yeah. Alright, so VTOD, he's either escaped with minimal damage or no damage at all.
Let's see how he goes up
as update on the Gaming Wafer, he has stormed past Banana Cake Pie, so he's up now into 7th position as Strauss overtaking Ozone there for P12.
Just having a quick look at VTOD, he's missing a front right end plate, so I wonder how much that's going to hinder him around here being a high downforce track.
Yeah, maybe he's just trying to stretch it out a little bit, see if it affects his pace.
Sorry, not high downforce,
that much.
It's a very low downforce.
Low downforce, yeah.
Front wing, especially if you're running a 1-4 front wings like I was in my race.
Yeah, same. I was running the same wing setup there. But it will be interesting to see what VTOD does. Personally, I think he might try and just see how his pace goes to see maybe if it's worth him staying out for a little bit. Maybe not. But Marco right now holding a consistent about roughly half a second on Gaming Burger in P2, and it will be interesting to see how much closer the Gaming Burger can get and if he'd be able to get a move done once the DRS will become active next lap.
Yeah, currently I can't actually tell who's in the DRS range and who's not due to this timing glitch, so I'm going to have to rely on you for that one. But this Gaming Burger says 148.255 fastest lap of the race.
Alright, so we should be expecting most of the top... Well, most drivers, we should be expecting them to have DRS, but it looks like Young Lights, he's a little over a second back, so he might not actually get any, but Gaming Burger is right behind Marco, so that's the battle we're going to be sticking with, as he definitely has DRS, and is he going to get the move done before the corner? Very easily done. Down the inside, and there's a car off, I think it's Christoph. I think Christoph has had a bit of a moment there at El Rouge, dropping down to 14th, but his car's still moving, it's still going, so it seems like he's been able to save the car and keep going on.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure what happened there, I didn't see that, but
yeah, we're too busy watching this lead battle going on right now.
Yeah, Young Lights is out of the battle for now, but looks just out of DRS range now.
Yeah, just a little bit out, so maybe
Marco seems to be pushing.
Yeah, you know what, this looks like an exact replica of the Tier 2 race right now, where it's just the drivers in first and second, always this close throughout the race, and there's a Mercedes off.
It looks like Rogue Flash.
Who on? Yeah, Rogue Flash 99. It looks like right now he's dropped down to 14th. VTOD not too far off there, looking at the map.
Looks like Rogue Flash has got no way without any damage, luckily for him, but his tyres will not look like that.
Alright. As just a bit of an update right now, it looks like Young Lights is about 1.4 seconds off of Marco in second place. So it looks like...
These guys are actually, looking at the ERS as well, the ERS management is, I don't know, looking quite dull at the moment.
Looking quite dull.
Yeah, it's all quite low. Like you got Marco Boda on 24% ERS, so he must be using quite a high mode to try and get past. When really, in reality, he can be saving it through the second sector, and even a bit of the third.
Maybe some of these drivers are running auto ERS, which is why their ERS storage would be depleting quite quickly, because that's something that does happen around this circuit. As now Dr. Dre 3000 has moved up into the podium positions, overtaking Young Light, and the Racing Points trading positions once again, and they're still trading positions, the two Racing Points.
Currently my predictions are bang on.
Predictions? No, they're not.
Yeah, I had Burger to win, didn't I?
Yeah, but you had Gaming Wafer down. You had Gaming Wafer down there for second.
Oh yeah, I did too.
Yeah, you did. You know what? We've both slept on Marco here, so he might prove to well, he's looking like a bit of an underdog in our eyes, because we didn't really have any faith in him.
It looks like what do you call it? Wafer's been given the commentator's curse, rather.
Oh yeah, you know, we were hyping up a fair bit. That hasn't gone too well for him at the moment, but you know what? There's still, what's that, 18 laps. Zeffy gets, I think that's the first corner cutting warning of the night, or at least it's the first one that I have seen.
Yeah, Zeffy's on 3 seconds worth of penalties now.
That's not what you want, especially at a track like Belgium, where it's one of those tracks where it's really easy to keep up with the car in front, as long as you can just stick within their slipstream, and slipstream is really powerful around here.
Yeah, exactly, and most of the track is slipstream.
Yeah, it's all slipstream reliant. As it looks like right now that Gaming Burger and Marco definitely have broken away from the rest of the pack, led by Dr. Dre 3000 in the Red Bull. And I believe, if my maths are correct, that if positions stayed as they are, that Dr. Dre would be the new championship leader. Don't quote me on that, but I think that is correct, as Marco's lost a lot of time. He's 1.1 seconds behind Gaming Burger now, as Brayley is the first casualty, and there's the safety car. There is the safety car.
This is going to give way for a very much needed chance to get back up into the podium positions.
Yeah, and one driver who the safety car might not particularly favour, Josh, is Young Lights, because he's in fourth, his teammates in first, and if the drivers want to pit this lap, which you assume they would, McLaren would have to stack those two drivers.
Well, Veiled and Christoph have already pitted, so I wonder if they're going to try and gamble and see if they can get. I doubt they get around the track fast enough, but they might actually make a few positions.
Yeah, they might, but I feel like they're a little bit too far behind on that one, but they both have gone to the medium tyre, And I'm not sure if you remember this, Josh, but it's actually a bit of a funny coincidence here because I believe that on lap 5 of the Tier 2 race we saw a safety car come out.
Actually, yeah, you might be right. Yeah, and that lasted about 3 laps because we were waiting for James Bruce to catch up.
Yeah, and that was, a driver that was a long way behind, and we do have Christoph right now, who's a fair bit behind, about almost a minute and a half off the lead pack. As it will be interesting now to see if the drivers decide to pit, because we're a few laps away from the ideal pit window, as Gaming Burger 36 has peeled into the pits, and Zeffy, another penalty for corner cutting, where you wouldn't really expect that on the safety car because you wouldn't really be expecting the push. But one thing that will be interesting to see is, will these drivers be going onto the mediums or onto the hards, because both are very viable options, as Ozone now taking the lead, as Gaming Burger, he rejoins a long way ahead of everybody else, and he will be in second place for now. Just a quick update on the live chat. Trevor said that the start was fairly hectic, and you know what, mate, I'm inclined to agree with you there. And the fact that we've done great commentary so far. You know what, Jason, there's no point in us introducing ourselves because, you know, like if we said our names, you'd think, oh, who are those guys? Don't think you know us.
Jason Wilkinson, man.
Jason Wilkinson. No, Jason. Yeah, obviously it was sarcasm, you goofball.
You didn't sound very sarcastic.
Sorry about that. I tried to make it sound as serious as I could, you know.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. I think it's BK. Oh, you know what? Kid Byers, it might be BK. And then the other one, I'm not sure who the other one is. Yeah, I'm not sure about the other one either.
How's that Renault contract tortoise? Robbie Pearson, I wonder who he's sort of having...
Robbie Pearson, the big kahuna, tuning into the stream tonight. Good evening, Robbo. Hopefully, well, I'm assuming you've only just joined the race. If you've been here for a while, well, actually, everyone in the live chat, let us know your thoughts on the Grand Prix so far. Do you think the Ozone should have already pit? And who do you think will win from here on out?
I still reckon Berger's got this in the bag.
Yeah, I still think.
A lot of time with the hard tyres. As the hard tyres are, from experience, the hard tyres are really bad around this track. So he's going to lose quite a lot of time. He might have made, I do believe he's made the wrong strategy call there, but I could be completely wrong because in Austria we saw Kiwi go onto the in the Pacific Series. Kiwi went onto the hard tyres and actually managed to have some good pace. So.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's very track dependent on whether or not the hard tyres are a viable option. Personally, I thought that this would be one of those tracks where the hard tyres maybe not too viable as the mediums. They do feel good and they can last a decent amount of time. And Jason Wilkinson in the live chat, a lot better than the race last Sunday. Hey, VK. You know what? I think I'm inclined to agree there. And looking at the positional changes there... I
tend to disagree. I reckon that race was amazing.
Looking at positional changes there, Zeffy and Young Lights, they traded places, so I don't really know what the go is there, as I know that last Tuesday in the Pacific Series in Tier 1, Zeffy got in a bit of trouble with overtaking on the safety car, so I'm not too sure what has happened there. And you know what, to Trevor, Jason and Robbie, personally, we love to have you on board here in Race Spec, whether it's racing in the Pacific Series on Tuesday nights or here in the Global Series on Sunday nights. And if you guys are interested, sign up links, I believe, should be in the description, fellas. So hopefully we can get some Australian League racing icons onto the grids, because fellas, we would love to have you guys on board for some good quality racing here at Race Spec F1 Esports. So anyway, Josh, one thing that I've gathered from this safety car period right now, and it's that everybody's pit except for Ozone. So what do you think his strategy going forward actually is? Because he did start on those mediums.
I think Ozone's going to try and go as far as he can and maybe go for a soft one right at the death.
Yeah, that could be viable.
It could prove to be faster, but the 20 seconds he'd lose from the 30 seconds he'd lose from the pit stop.
Yeah.
It's not a very long pit lane here, but like you said, this track's very easy to stay behind the car in front if you're in the slipstream. So he could have shot himself in the foot by not pitting here.
Yeah, it could be a pit strategy gone wrong for Ozone, as he, like he said, he's automatically put himself about 20 seconds or so behind everyone else, and with the game Burger right behind him on the fresh mediums, I don't think that Ozone's actually going to be able to pull away. So I think that Ozone, if anything, I think he might actually fall down the field a little bit just because of how worn his tyres are. And race control right there. The safety car is coming in this lap. So hopefully the action will resume all around the field. And it will just be a matter of time, I reckon, until the Gaming Burger will make an overtake and get back in the lead. As live chat, Robbie Pearson, 3 of the 6 viewers is just KRL members making sure their jobs are secure. You know what? You boys have been in the game a little bit longer than us, so you'd hope that you guys are better than us. But you know what? If we were better than you at comms, then that would be a bit embarrassing on your part there. As now we are back now for the race restart. Veiled Beast, a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. I'm assuming that's for corner cutting. As Zeffy's gone for an early move on Dre, as they're going side by side, I believe, for 4th position, sticking on board with the Toro Rosso of Ozone. Gaming Burger right behind him, and it looks like Ozone was a little bit all over the joint there. But the gaming way for a time penalty for multiple warnings, as the Toro Rosso and the McLaren side by side heading into the corner. Will they stick? The camera angle was a bit shit, not gonna lie. 3 wide. A bit of contact, 3 wide.
Ozone cuts the corner, so I wonder if we'll get a warning for that.
Yeah, and Marco now.
Goes at the inside.
Marco's going for it now, and is Marco gonna get done? No, Ozone's gonna hold it down the inside.
Oh, here we go. Someone's going to have to give in to Puon.
Someone's going to have to give it. It looks like they're rubbing wheels almost.
Marco, there we go.
Yeah, Ozone currently now. Yeah, that's surely a warning for both those drivers for track extending there.
Tries to look up the inside. Will he get the job done? Or he touched a little bit of contact. But they do get away unscathed.
Yeah, and if I was Gaming Burger right now, I would be sitting here like a kid in a candy store, just hoping that these two drivers take each other out just to easily move into the lead. And Zeffy again, I think that's 9 seconds for him now, having an absolute nightmare in terms of keeping the car on the track, as Marco in the grass a little bit, trying to go down the inside. It looks like they're going to be going side by side. Maybe is Marco going to dive? I think Ozone's fended it well enough. No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't.
Oh, he's going to hang around the outside. He'll have DRS isn't available.
Oh, a little bit of contact there, I think. Yellow's in the 3rd sector. There's a crash a little bit further back, as these two drivers still going side by side. His
tyres and spun the car around by the looks of it. Is that Burger? Oh, Young Lights went really wide.
Young Lights a little bit wide, but in this whole scrap here, Marco's been able to gain 2 positions on the hard tyres, and he's been able to get out into the lead. So the hard tyres that
Nutty gets 3 seconds.
Yeah, and the hard tyres that we were bagging pretty much throughout the entire safety car period, that right now they're paying off for him, as Young Lights now overtaking Zeffy 4th. And this, you know what, this safety car has brought the action back into life, really, as the top 3 runners really starting to get away from all the action right now. So it looks like Marco, Ozone and Gaming Burger, I was going to say could be a podium, but then I realised that Ozone's yet to pit. Yep, Josh, thanks for your input there, mate.
I'm just watching really closely.
Oh, alright. I thought you left me again.
I hadn't left, I'm just focusing. Just seeing. There's quite a big train going on from, let's have a look. I'd say from
Zeffy.
Dre? No, from Dre.
From Dre downwards.
Yeah, Dre back to Rogue Flash.
Alright, Jason Wilkinson says, alright, this was not bad. I'm assuming that you meant our commentary job right here, and then catch you later. So, cheers for tuning in, Wilco. Cheers for tuning in, mate, and hopefully you can stick around for a little bit longer, because I feel like that the action will continue and it will rage on as there's more yellows in Sector 3. It's just way too hard to keep up with. As Trevor says, Berger will get through the ozone layer. Apologising for that bad joke there, but you know what? Yeah, Trevor, let's be honest, the joke wasn't too hot there. As ozone now, he's going to try keep up, and there's yellows in the first sector, and I believe Nunny has gone off at El Rouge. So it happened in qualifying. It's happening again in the race, where some drivers just can't keep it out of, just can't keep the car on the track going up El Rouge. But it is a very difficult corner. It's a difficult corner, especially with dirty air.
I wonder if El Rouge knows El Chapo, but bit of a horrible joke there.
Bit of a horrible. That's right. We're full of horrible jokes tonight. Don't you worry. As the
just getting started.
Yeah, as Gaming Burger, he's all over the back of Ozone, and I think that Gaming Burger is going to want to try and get past Ozone as quickly as he can, because if they keep battling those two, Marco's just going to get away, which
it's
will give
a second gap.
Yeah, 1.2 seconds between Marco and Gaming Burger. And if Marco gets too far away, I don't think that the medium tyre advantage might help him out, but those tyres will be more worn towards the end of the race.
If I was Marco right now, I'd be saving as much ERS as I can. He's down to only 16%, so I'm not sure why. He must be in auto ERS if that's the case. No?
Yeah. Oh no, he's just dropped down to zero though. Yeah. I think he's just trying to build a gap. Must be.
Yeah, he must be trying to build as big a gap as he can. Well, they're out of DRS range now. So
yes. Gaming Burgers lost the back end there a little bit, as now the McLaren has switched positions. As now it's going to be Young Lights' turn to try and
he's going off wide.
To try and pierce through the ozone layer. As don't worry, Ozone's pierced himself through the ozone layer.
You could say that Ozone's in a bit of a McLaren burger.
Oh!
Whoa!
That's huge!
Is that going to be a safety car?
That is huge! A virtual safety car. And
Burger's only down to 10% ERS, so
this is a crucial time in the race, however, to save your ERS, and try and use a fair bit off the restart. And you know, we did question earlier on Ozone's pit strategy, deciding to stay out on those worn mediums, and him being in the dirty air of Young Lights, it really hasn't paid off for him, and now he's at the Grand Prix.
Yeah.
What is Zeffy doing?
What's he doing?
He has more seconds worth of time penalties than we've driven laps here today in Belgium. It's an absolute nightmare for him.
Let's have a look at Zeffy. Zeffy's
he's in P6 at the moment with, I think it's 12 seconds.
3, 6, 9, 12 seconds.
As the McLarens have swapped positions now, as Gaming Burger is up into second place. And I hope, Trevor, that you are still on the live stream, because if you look at the lap we're on, we are currently on lap 11. So in about 20-30 seconds time, you know exactly what commentary call will have to be made. And Josh, you missed it last week, but I think you're going to catch it today, unless you want to disappear at the last minute again.
Oh yeah, I'm gone, see ya.
Alright, catch you later. Haha. As Marco comes around the final corner.
The race gone.
And we've started lap 12, and that's half the race gone and half still to go. That one was me doing my best Trevor Byers, who in turn does his best Murray Walker impression, and you know what? It's not very good, not gonna lie, but it's something that will get a laugh or two, and it's a bit cringe as well, but I don't really care. But anyway, Gaming Burger. He is in the DRS of Marco. So there were some doubts earlier over his ability to stay with Marco, but it seems like he's been able to overcome that at the moment, and he's right within the DRS range, and so is Young Lights. So
Burger's actually pulled the gap right down to half a second.
Yes, Marco, he's going to be under a lot of threat from the McLaren boys today for the last 10 laps of the race.
I reckon Marco's going to try and actually... Well, this is the thing, once the medium tyres start to drop off, they're all on the same amount of laps done on these tyres, so...
It will favour Marco towards the end of the race, it should.
Yeah, so if Marco can stay ahead of Berger, I reckon that he will actually be able to pull off the Great Escape here.
Yeah,
as long as he doesn't get any penalties.
Yeah, that's the thing. Penalties could cost you around here. And while we were talking, the gaming wafer actually pulled off a move on Dr. Dre 3000, and he's already gained a second on the Red Bull driver. So you know what? It could be this one Renault versus the two McLarens, but the gaming wafer right now looking like a little bit of a dark horse, and I wouldn't count him out just yet. Are you concentrating too hard again, Josh?
Yeah.
As Gaming Burger setting the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, definitely shows his pace that he has right now.
If you jump down to... Well, no. Berry just got a 5-second penalty for track limits, but he was only a tenth away coming to the bus chicane, so I wonder what's happened there.
Yeah. As I was looking down the field a little bit there, and I actually saw the Banana Cake Pie pull off a nice move on Zeffy.
Zeffy's right up the back of Zeffy now.
Zeffy is right up the back of Zeffy. Joshua Butler 2020 right there. As Gaming Burger's going to try to go for a move, but Marco, it looks...
Zeffy's just gotten ahead into the end of the camera straight.
As Marco, 3-second time penalty. That is huge. 3 seconds...
The chicane is called up the top at the end of the camera straight. Trav, do you want to help us out?
Yeah, any F1 maestros here who know the names of their corners. You say Radion? No, that's after El Rouge. Because that was that terrible WTF1 joke. Remember that? It's Radion actually. Remember that one?
Oh yeah.
That terrible joke that went on in the community for like 2 years? Yeah, that one. Robbie Pearson, where's the engine sound? Hashtag V10s. You know what? I'd love to hear some...
Go for the V12 as well.
Go for the V12s? You know...
For V12s to come back.
As Yellow's in Sector 2, well, I've sort of missed the action there, but I believe Rogue Flash 99 had a bit of an incident there. He's dropped down the 12th, and you know, to quote a 4-time Formula 1 World Champion, Sebastian Vettel, where the bleep are the V12s or something like that. I don't remember. I don't remember the quote, but all I remember is he's Sebastian Vettel, very passionate about bringing back the V12s.
Just having a quick look through the field. Burgers half a second away, it's only a tenth away coming start finish straight.
And in this whole midfield, in this whole scrap at the front, the gaming wafer has put himself right on the back of it, 1.4 seconds off of Marco. So we have right now 1.3 seconds separating the top 4. As Rogue Flash
wafer's out of ERS.
Was Gaming Burger flying past on the Kemmel Straight, and he's up into the lead. Marco in P2.
Looks like Rogue Flash has gone into the pits and retired. So he's had enough, but looks good.
Yeah, so a double retirement for Mercedes. Toto Wolff would not be pleased with that.
At least they didn't take each other out this time.
Yeah. Toto Wolff is a very proud man. He doesn't like their drivers. He doesn't like his drivers to give up, but it seems like Rogue Flash has done exactly that tonight.
Yes.
As Gaming Burger, it looks like he ran a little bit wide there, but still no penalty for him. As I believe in this 4-way battle for the lead, I believe that Marco and Gaming Wave have 3 seconds each, and I think that both McLarens are scot-free. Could be wrong, but I believe that is the case, which would mean... Oh!
Burger's out!
Gaming Burger is out of this race, and I was about to say, it could be a commentator's courtesy, but I was just about to say that we might have been able to see a McLaren 1-2 tonight, but Gaming Burger is out of the Grand Prix.
Look, a safety car again. A second safety car of the night.
Yeah, it'll be interesting now. Will these drivers pit for soft tyres, or will they stay out? Marco staying out. Young Light has peeled into the pits, and so has Dr. Dre. So I feel like these guys might be trying to go for a late stint on the soft tyres, assuming that they do have soft tyres to get themselves to the end of the race. I saw the Red Bull pit crew there bring out the soft tyres, and the McLaren boys have also brought out the soft tyres for Young Lights, as most of the field are actually in the pits. And
honestly, I would go into the soft tyres to get to the end from here.
an update in the pit lane. Yeah, an update in the pit lane. The Alfa Romeo of Zeffy held up Young Lights, which allowed Dr. Dre to get past Young Lights in the pits, which now sees Dr. Dre on the podium. As everyone's pit pretty much, except for V-Todd, who is yet to get past the pit lane, but no, he's staying out. I think he's going to try to prioritise track position over tyre wear. And then Marco and the Gaming Wafer.
Done 5 laps on the mediums.
Yeah, you definitely better get it to the end from here. And Marco and the Gaming Wafer, they decided to stay out. They decided to prioritise track position, although if both of them pit, I believe they'd still be at the front. Maybe they didn't have a softer compound of tyre available. Maybe they felt comfortable on the tyres that they have. But one thing now, those two drivers at a distinct disadvantage because the field around them are much softer and much fresher tyres.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see who can actually get up. We might actually have a completely mixed podium.
And I believe as well, that all of the runners in the top 3 all have separate time penalties. So we could see someone like we could see someone else like Young Lights or Strauss. I was going to say Zeffy, but
Marco's on 3 seconds.
Gaming Wave's on 3 as well, I believe, and I think Dre is as well.
Is on 3 as well.
What about Young Lights? Let's get a check on the McLaren.
Young Lights is only on 2 warnings.
2 warnings.
Strauss is only on 1 warning.
So it looks, yeah. Young Lights and Strauss right now are 2 guys who look like they could capitalise.
Zeffy's completely out of running by now, but Banana Cake's he's on 3 warnings, but he hasn't been given a penalty.
That's interesting.
So it must have been a warning for a collision or something.
Yeah, as Marco almost floors it straight into the back of the safety car, and that would have been a bit awkward.
The safety car's very weird with
yeah.
They'll floor it down the straight and then come into a corner, they'll go slow as literally a bus.
Yeah, like right there through the bus stop chicane. Nice, was that intentional wordplay? Calling the safety car a bus there, or was that pure coincidence?
No, maybe not, I'll never tell.
Maybe not, you'll never tell. Alright, so we have 7 laps to go in this Belgian Grand Prix, and Josh, I have 2 questions for you, but let's start with the first one. What is your podium prediction from here on out?
Well, we got Marco sitting on 10 laps done with the hards. Wafer's on 10 laps on the mediums, so they're going to be feeling the wear pretty soon. I reckon that if Dre can bide his time, he might actually get up to, I'd say 2nd, but I reckon that Young Lights, if he can keep up with them, he might even take the lead here, take the win.
So what, Young Lights first, Dr. Dre second, and who's in P3 in your prediction game right here?
I'm thinking maybe Wafer.
Maybe Wafer. Alright, personally top 3. I think we're both in the general consensus now that Young Lights is definitely your favourite to win this Grand Prix. And then 2nd place, I think, yeah, I agree with you with saying that it surely has to be Dr. Dre, considering the fresher tyres. And P3, I'm going to say Marco for P3, and only because I feel like by the end of the race, the hard tyres will probably feel maybe just that little bit better than the mediums, but we cannot count out the Gaming Wafer. As Zeffy has a 5-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. What is this dude doing? As I believe now I think that's 17 seconds for Zeffy, so again, he has more time penalties than what we have done actually, than what we actually have laps completed, as the second safety car of the night has bunched the field together quite nicely. 12 runners remain, 9 of them on the soft tyres, 2 on the mediums, 1 on the hards. As surely now we will see the safety car in this lap, and that is the case as Christoph has a 10-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. And I'm baffled as Christoph. 10 seconds.
Christoph.
And also, Zeffy got another 5 seconds, so I don't really understand how off their game these drivers must be to be cutting corners on the safety car. But it will be very interesting right now off this restart. Will Marco try and play some mind games, or will he just try and floor it as it looks like the... Oh, there's contact! There's contact! There's a lot of contact! And Dr. Dre has a time penalty, but after all this...
Banana Cake Pie has a penalty as well.
Banana Cake Pie has a penalty, and Young Lights is now in a 10th. The Game Wave has dropped down to 5th, and Strauss is in P2. And right now... Strauss is actually in the hot seat to win this race. There's a crash at turn 1 actually. That's VTOD gone. But right now we're on board now with Dr. Dre, and he's overtaken Strauss. Hasn't even overtaken him yet, but they're side by side. And Banana Cake Pie in the racing point right behind him as well, as Veiled Beast has crashed at El Rouge. Is there the potential to maybe see a late safety car that will give us like 1 or 2 laps of green flag racing? I'm going to go with no, considering the fact that it hasn't come out yet. But we're down to 11 runners. And if penalties stand as they are, I believe that Strauss will be the winner of the Grand Prix. Well, he'll be a Grand Prix leader, and then ultimately the winner is Nunny. Overtakes Dr. Dre, as Zeffy has another time penalty, which it's getting ridiculous now. I think that's 20 seconds now for Zeffy. That's what we keep. That's what.
Poor driving from Zeffy.
Yeah.
That's just really bad. For a tier 1 driver, you shouldn't be getting 20 seconds of penalties. It's very
amateur hour.
Yeah, very amateur.
He's quick.
Especially on a track like Belgium, where it's not very.
Ooh, a little bit of contact between Strauss and Banana Cake Pie. As it'll be interesting to see how these two fare, and Marco's time penalty might not actually... Oh, Young Lights, that's a penalty now, but you know, Marco's penalty might not actually be too detrimental to his race, especially if Strauss and Banana Cake Pie keep battling it out for second place.
Look, honestly, currently we got Zeffy sitting in plumb last based off his penalties.
Yeah, he's out of it. He's out of it pretty much. But you know what?
He's out of the points.
Points could still be on the table because, you know, 8 seconds separating everyone here with 5 laps to go, and you never know what can happen. Someone could crash at El Rouge again. You never know.
Marco's really getting away from Strauss and Banana Cake. But
yeah, but
wouldn't a podium for Banana Cake be awesome with the run of form he's had lately?
Yeah, and even a podium for Strauss, because to anyone who watched the social race last week,
Banana Cake goes through.
Yeah, Banana Cake through, and last week Strauss's car actually ended up upside down at one point.
Yeah, he did too. That was quite.
Yeah, as Christoph another time penalty. Young Lights is out. So we're down to 10, and Young Lights, someone who was in the hot seat to win this race, has crashed and burned.
6 drivers out of the race.
Yeah, this Belgian Grand Prix really proving to be a race of attrition right now. And was there a virtual safety car or no?
No, there wasn't. But even then, like the race of attrition is really about if you stay out of all the incidents. But there hasn't really been incidents between drivers.
It's just been driver error.
Mistakes.
Yeah, I don't think any of these retirements have been caused by drivers colliding into one another, as I wasn't really paying too much attention here, but Strauss has dropped a long way down the field as the gaming wafer and Nunny now fly straight past him.
Strauss missing a front end plate.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nunny up to P4.
As DRS is enabled, and I think that with the time penalty that Banana Cake Pie got under the safety car,
Nunny's on 3 seconds of penalties at the moment, whereas so Nunny's even with wafer at the moment.
Yeah.
Strauss is still only on 1 warning. So Strauss
he's kept it he's kept it clean in a very chaotic race.
Yeah, if Strauss can stay within 3 seconds of these guys, he'll be promoted up to 3rd.
Yeah. Would we be able to get a quick update on Banana Cake Pie, because I think that his only penalty came with that crash under the safety car, which surely you would expect to get reviewed.
Was that Nunny that had a bit of a moment?
Yeah. Oh, he tried going side by side with the gaming wafer, and there was a little bit of contact. I'm not sure if there's any damage on that racing point, but he is dropping. He's already lost a second.
3 seconds as well.
3 seconds. Now, see, I'm not sure if I think that was
Nutty's lost front wing, I think. What's wrong?
There's still a little bit on there, but Strauss now, heading into Puon, goes down the inside, and Nutty's got the switchback. What a move! What a move by the Racing Point driver. Last round's race winner, and he's pulling out excellent moves like that. And you know what, Josh? It was a question I've been meaning to ask you, but it's constantly just falling out of my mind. Who is your driver of the day and why?
Oh, I have a little think about that.
There are a few contenders. I think you definitely could say the Ferrari of Strauss, and you probably could say either Racing Point. And considering how he's driving right now, I think driver of the day probably has to be Banana Cake Pie.
I know, Strauss has done a very good job, but yeah, Banana Cake's done really well. He's only got one penalty, and he's gone up 7 positions before he started. So, if let's have a quick gaze at the penalties of Marco. Marco's on 3 seconds as well.
Yeah, and another driver who you probably could add in that driver of the day discussion. He's actually lost positions based off where he started, but considering the amount of downs that the gaming wave has had today, the fact that he's in 3rd place is incredible.
Yeah, as Dr. Dre gets another 3 seconds.
Yeah, Dr. Dre, Mr. NWA, he's not having the greatest time after that safety car incident, which I'm sure surely that's getting reviewed. I wouldn't expect anything otherwise. As with a little under 3 laps to go, Marco is currently leading the Grand Prix, but if you look at the gap, Josh, it's already down to 1.1 seconds. So I think that the tyre wear has really started, like the tyre difference is starting to come into play, maybe, and Banana Cake Pie still an outside shot to win this race if he can get close enough.
Yeah, Banana Cake's doing pretty good, but Marco's doing really well to keep him at bay and keep that gap just above 1 second, keep him out of DRS range.
Marco demonstrated throughout qualifying that he's a very quick driver. As Dre and Zeffy and Christoph and Todd, a lot of battles going on now. There's a 4-way battle going on for 6th.
As Christoph goes up on Zeffy.
Yeah, Zeffy, I think he was actually in 6th at the start of this whole scrap, and now he's dropped all the way down to 9th as the Red Bull and both Williams drivers flying straight past him, and Christoph's gone around, and I think Zeffy hit him as well. Zeffy got caught up in it, and no damage by the looks, but Christoph, he was in 6th, but that's terrible, and that's appalling driving, as that barrier has no idea what it wants to do. That's very, very suspicious. But back now towards the action, closer towards the front, on board now with...
Retired, he's had enough. So I would imagine we'll be seeing Zeffy taken to the stewards as well, maybe even disqualified from the race, considering all the penalties he's gotten.
Yeah, Nani flies straight past the gaming wafer now for P3. So a double Racing Point podium currently, but that is subject to change as Strauss. He was looking very clean before, and he could have gotten a surprise podium if he kept it clean.
Coming into this battle. Strauss hasn't got any penalty yet, has he?
No, he just got a penalty.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he just got a penalty.
But that puts him on even playing with Nunny and the gaming wafer.
Yeah, and a quick update. The battle for the lead. It's something that in the last few laps hasn't really been focused on because of how much action's been going on further down the field. But Banana Cake Pie is only 4 tenths behind Marco.
With the 1.5 laps to go.
Oh! We've jinxed it! No!
Commentator's curse.
The commentator's curse! As Banana Cake Pie, he was in a prime position to have a go at winning this Grand Prix.
He's going to come under fire from Nutty. He's not. Oh, do you reckon he's going to make around for the lap? I don't reckon he's going to have the downforce to go.
No, I think he might be forced to drop down.
3 seconds.
Yeah, there's yellows further down the field. There's yellows further down the field, and I think VTOD and Zeffy might have had an incident there. I'm not too sure. But Banana Cake Pie is going to try and stay out. He's going to try and salvage whatever positions, whatever points he can. And you know what? Fair play to him on the last lap. You might as well, if you can hold on to P2, try and hold on to P2. But we're not going to comment on Marco's driving because we don't want to see him go off anywhere.
Nani's effectively down to P5.
Is he?
Because that's another 3 seconds.
Oh, and Banana Cake Pie now with 3 seconds,
so
but...
That's effectively P4. So looks like Wafer's going to be going up to P2, and
Strauss to P3. And I think if Strauss is able to finish third, I think that surely would have to be driver of the day worthy, considering I believe he started last.
Yeah.
As the racing points... The racing points going at it as Nunny's going to go down the inside of Banana Cake Pie.
It looks a bit like Banana Cake let Nunny through as well. He left us a lot of room there, so I reckon that Banana Cake might actually attempt to hold up
the gaming wafer to try and maybe secure Nunny a podium position here based on the time penalties. As you can see the fair bit of wing off, but the gaming wafer down the inside of Puon. He's up into P3, and the interesting thing we now, can Strauss get a move on Banana Cake Pie? Because it looks like right now Banana Cake Pie under
contact?
Yeah, a little bit of contact, and part of his end plate's already come off, I believe. I think yeah, Banana Cake Pie now down in the 5th, but I think that Dr. Dre is just a little bit too far behind for him to be able to capitalise on Banana Cake Pie's wing damage.
6 seconds.
Yeah, as the action's really died down here on the final lap. But Marco, we've slept on him all day. Marco Boda, 26, has crossed the line, first place for Renault in the Belgian Grand Prix. Nunny will cross the line in second. Gaming Wafer now up the second. Strauss rounding off your podium. Banana Cake Pie in 5th.
Be able to capitalise on the penalties, he won't, I don't think.
Dre coming up to the line. That's 6th place.
Oh, so Dre with 11. So he got 5 seconds for it.
Ferry up in the 6th now. V Todd, he's going to cross the line, and that is 8th for him. And Zeffy with about 5 weeks worth of time penalties. He will cross the line in the last points paying position, and he was the last runner of the race.
Puts him 20 seconds
in
behind.
9th. What a race! What a race tonight.
Constant
action all night long, and the podium drivers there celebrating. We have Marco, first place for Renault. Gaming Wafer, your new championship leader, second place for Scuderia Toro Rosso, and Strauss from towards the back end of the grid for Scuderia Ferrari, fighting his way all the way into third. A fantastic drive for the Ferrari driver.
Amazing race.
What a race. And here are your race results. Marco has won the Grand Prix. With the Gaming Way for second, he is your new championship leader, I believe. Strauss in third, Nunny in fourth. Banana Cake Pie 5th, Ferry 6th, Dr. Dre 7th, but I still think he could get that 5-second penalty he removed for that safety car incident, because I think that's what that was for. V Todd 8th, Zeffy 9th. That is the last of your runners. Christoph, 10th place, but he retired, but he did retire fairly late in the race, so he might still get 1 point credited to him there. And then Young Lights, Veiled Beast, Gaming Burger, Rogue Flash, Ozone, and Brayley all retiring from the Grand Prix. And what a race this was.
Yeah, amazing race. Constant action start. You never really tell who's going to win up until...
Yeah, we didn't really know until the incident started, until the driver errors started piling in, that exactly who was going to win this one. And that is a wrap on tonight's proceedings.
Indeed.
And looking at the Discord now, there is some spicy news going on that apparently Marco, that massive safety car incident we had after the second restart, apparently Marco was out here brake checking people. So maybe,
I'd like to see the footage of that.
Yeah, so maybe the Gaming Wafer, maybe the race win could get overturned, and maybe the Gaming Wafer could be named as the winner of the Grand Prix. But that's it from us tonight, folks. We will let you know.
He took out Young Lights.
Yeah, but anyway, that's it from us, folks. We'll let you know the verdict on any incidents and shield reports that come through during the week. We'll let you know next Sunday. Thank you all for tuning in. And Josh, any parting comments?
No, stay safe, guys. Have fun, and we'll see you in the next one.
That was Joshua Butler. I am Bailey Kennedy. This has been Spec F1 Esports.